Back in January of 2025, Ligeia and I started doing very short episodes, which we called minisodes, about books and reading on a separate podcast. Over time they became a bit longer because we like talking about books, and we've now moved obviously to the Devil's Library. So we've recovered some of those earlier episodes. The sound quality in places is a bit dodgy, so apologies for that, but enjoy these.
Hell is empty, and all the devils are here. Hello everybody, this is Ligeia, Hail Satan. I am here tonight with my sibling and friend, Leraje.
Hello, Hail Satan.
It's just the two of us. Welcome to our new minisode. We didn't tell you what we are gonna do, which book, so drum roll. We've chosen a new author. Well, new for us, like we didn't talk about this author before here, but I think many people would know him because he's very famous in the horror world. So it's Thomas Ligotti. We know that he wrote many books and usually he writes like stories, so it's a lot of things. It's not just one book that you know, with one plot and it's one story. It's many stories. So we had to narrow it down. So we chose 3 from a book, Grimscribe, and maybe in the future, if you like this episode, if you like what we are going to talk about, if you're interested, we can choose more stories or like go into other books by this author. Let us know. So, Leraje, would you like to introduce just the names of the stories maybe for the beginning?
Yes, we chose 3 from Grimscribe, mainly because I had a really busy week and I could only commit to reading 3. So we chose The Last Feast of Harlequin, Nethysuriel, and Library of Byzantium.
Yes, and as you're saying, you had a busy week. It might sound, like it's just short stories, but anybody who read anything by Ligotti knows that it's not an easy read. You actually really need to take your time.
Yes, I think
if you want to enjoy it, if you want to understand it.
And I think, we'll get onto this a bit more in a bit, but
yes.
He's been compared to Lovecraft, and I can see why. But
oh yeah,
in terms of what you were just saying about the having to really concentrate, I also think I found with him that you need to sort of like read them in one go, each story. They're not things you can kind of like read half of one story, then put it aside and then pick it up a bit later because...
Yes, I agree. I did try at the beginning. I have a book where they combined the book, what is it called? Songs of a Dead Dreamer.
Yeah.
Which was written, I think, like 1986 or something. And then the Grimscribe was 1991, I think. So I have it in one book. And I usually just start at the beginning of the book and I continue. And I thought, okay, let's just read a few pages and then go back to the story. But as you're saying, it's not like that. It's not like that. So please don't do that. You will not get the experience that it deserves.
Yeah, I mean,
if you do that.
So much of it I found was about him invoking a mood and a sort of a feeling and an emotion. And I did find, because I started off, the first one I read was the Harlequin one, which I thought was absolutely fantastic, by the way. Really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, and I think it's the longest out of the collection.
I think so. And that story, for me, was the reason why I actually bought the book and went to like deep dive into this author, because I have read and seen so many reviews, great reviews about this story. I needed to know. I needed to read it. So I don't know if it's the most famous one, maybe? Somehow.
I don't know. I mean,
many people talk about it. I don't know.
When you suggested that we do Ligotti, I think I said to you at the time that I didn't know him that well. I had a vague recollection of reading a story of his in a collection of short stories by other writers who had been influenced by Lovecraft. And I remember enjoying it, but I can't remember that much about it. And it was and that was a very long time ago. I mean, that was sometime in the mid-late 90s, I think. It certainly wasn't any of the three that we've read this week. But yeah, it wasn't, I didn't not read anymore because I didn't enjoy it. I can't remember why I didn't, but it was certainly not through lack of enjoyment.
Yeah. Why? I think you need to be, I don't like putting people in boxes, but I'm trying to, I think for Ligotti, you need to be a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
A mature reader, and you need to be a certain kind of person that enjoys. He's very specific. His style, the world he creates is very specific. It's really not for everybody. It's not your conventional horror story.
No.
With like a straightforward plot going on. It's not.
No, they're very much more... no, I agree. I mean, they seem to me to be very much more internal. I mean, they do have some of the kind of like Lovecraftian... I don't want to use the word tropes, but they have the kind of like Lovecraftian characteristics of... it's a solitary first-person narrator.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand that Ligotti is quite influenced by... what's the name of the guy who wrote Lolita? Nabokov? Was it? I think he was inspired by him. And he writes a lot in the first person, and certainly Lovecraft did. And people like Algernon Blackwood, Ramsey Campbell, M.R. James, people like that. But his was, yeah. And so, yes, he did kind of like follow those kind of like Lovecraftian things, but it's less kind of in your face. It's less kind of, he's not trying to be kind of, I mean, Lovecraft is very kind of like, you know, these things are out to get you, these creatures from another dimension and all this. And for Ligotti, it seems to be much more of an internal thing.
Mm-hmm. And in many stories, it's not like an actual monster. It's possible that there isn't actually nothing other people can see. It's only happening in this narrator's mind. It leaves you like confused.
Yeah.
And I love that.
No, absolutely.
I absolutely love that.
That was something I was going to ask you about actually, because I thought, oh, maybe it's me misunderstanding. But what you just said rings very true. You do kind of, or I got the feeling that, were these things really happening? Or was the narrator in each of the stories going a bit off the rails?
Yeah. Or is it like a response to some trauma? Is he triggered by something? Is this false memories? Is this a dream? Is it a nightmare? Is he gonna wake up? But it doesn't end up in like there is no solution to many of them. You can read it as you like, I think. Yeah. It is the art of his writing. I don't think it's easy to write like that because it still makes sense and it gives you a lot of, it's deep. And it gives you a lot of really interesting roads that you can explore. Like if you choose to reread the story with the mindset of, I don't know, is this a nightmare? I'm going to read it with this mindset. You can try. It gives you a different experience when you do that. I find it very refreshing and interesting, and actually addictive. You know?
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I mean, it's certainly reading those three has left me wanting to read the rest of the collection and then read the rest of his stuff as well.
Yeah, we might be coming back to more stories.
Ligotti.
Yeah.
But it's funny what you said about dreams there, because in each of the three stories that we read, there is a dream sequence, and it's in those dream sequences that the kind of decisive action takes place. So, like in Harlequin, without wanting to sort of like have too many spoilers, when he goes into the kind of underworld area, you know, I'm trying not to use the definite words.
You're doing well.
He kind of has a waking dream kind of thing, and I think you're meant to question whether it actually happened or not. And I think that's, and then again, the Byzantium one, what is it? The Library of Byzantium?
Right.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, Byzantium.
Library of Byzantium, yeah. Again, there's a dream sequence sort of like halfway through that story that you think to yourself, did that actually?
Yeah.
You know? He's very, very good at evoking that kind of sense of, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but in a good way, not in a kind of like annoying way.
It was not annoying to me. No. I imagine for some people, this is not for everybody, as I said. So, but if you enjoy surreal, almost like hypnotic, confusing atmosphere, I think Ligotti is a genius in creating the atmospheric horror. So he, especially when I read not the first, but for me, the first book was the Songs of a Dead Dreamer. And that book was before the Grimscribe. And you can see that his writing style was not as established. So there were stories that had more, plot. If I have to say, like, it was more plot than in Grimscribe. Yeah. So he is not really focusing on the plot itself. It's not like, the horror of the story is not that much around that. It's the atmosphere he creates, and he is absolutely genius at it, I think.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think the Harlequin story, the first story in Grimdark, is probably the most tightly plotted, certainly out of the three that I read.
Yes.
And again, I think
might be.
I think that was done deliberately. I mean, I noticed at the end of it, he did actually dedicate that to Lovecraft.
Yes.
So and
so sweet.
Lovecraft's stories are pretty tightly plotted. So I think he made that as a deliberate choice to sort of like pay homage to one of his inspirations. But yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
But the rest of them are very kind of, they're not surreal in the kind of like Lynchian sense of that word, but they're more they're very evocative of a mood and a feeling and an emotion. It just so happens that the emotion it's trying to evoke is dread and horror rather than anything else.
Yes. It's like you're suspecting something to be just about to happen.
Yeah.
And you're not sure if it's actually going to happen and what is that's going to happen. And it keeps you waiting and questioning your sense of like, I'm sure something's going to happen, but maybe not. And what is it? Oh, I love it so much. I
think, out of the three, Nethasuriel is probably the one that best fits that criteria, that kind of very loose, because there's hardly...
It's my favorite also.
Is it? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's very good.
Out of these three.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, there's hardly any plot in that at all. It's, it's,
Exactly.
a guy goes to an island.
Like, Just imagine writing it, creating it, like, what did I just read? Hi, hello?
Yeah.
Oh, and the questions.
I would love to ask him, where do you get your ideas? Because I think if you asked most authors, I mean, I remember reading in an interview with Stephen King and somebody asked him, how did you get your idea for Misery? And he said, I had a nightmare or something like that about, a fan sort of like taking it too far. And that's quite a concrete idea, and you can sort of like see how the book Misery came about from that point. But for Ligotti and Netesurial in particular, how did you come up with that idea? What was the thought process that led to that?
Exactly. But just saying that, it doesn't mean the story doesn't have any depth.
Oh no, absolutely.
It's the opposite. It is, he is bringing so many, like, new questions. He doesn't bring many answers. Maybe I'm confusing now everybody who is listening and never read the story. So, I would like to still go back and just say what I found, which authors or philosophers are considered being his, what is it called? Help me.
Inspiration?
Inspiration. Thank you. And maybe we can then go story by story, so it actually makes sort of sense.
Yeah.
You see how my mind works? Like, there is no plot. There is nothing. It's just like, I'm going. Hi, I'm here. So from what I found, and I thought these people are interesting because I'm not going to mention names that I didn't know who these authors really were. I've heard the names, but I don't know anything about them. But because I studied also like sort of philosophy and psychology, I just chose people who I think I can see them.
Right.
The influence.
Okay.
So exactly, it's the Lovecraft, his work. It's absolutely my beloved Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes, very much.
He is absolutely there. Yeah. I love that. Then Schopenhauer. Mm-hmm. You can find his thoughts. I would like to do the analysis about all this. Then Franz Kafka, absolutely.
Yeah, I did wonder about that.
Yeah, he's not easy to read at all. Kafka, I know I have not finished many books. I still go back and try. It's not that easy. But if you know the essence of his work and the mindset, I think you can see it. And one name, Shirley Jackson.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was going to say Shirley Jackson. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Okay. I'm happy because I was like, I did not think of this name. And then I saw it somewhere. I'm like, oh, right. That is actually so good. That's absolutely yes. So I'm happy you see it too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, she was more comfortable in shorter form stories.
Yes.
And, I mean, things like, have you read The Lottery?
No, but I've seen reviews or I know the plot of the story.
I mean,
I need to. It's short. I know.
The way she writes is very similar. Not necessarily in the specifics of it, but in the sense of trying to evoke, a mood and a feeling rather than literal, this happened, then this happened, then this happened. I mean, I'm not saying there's no plot devices, but for her, and I think for Ligotti as well, it's much more about evoking a feeling in a reader.
Wow, I love them.
She was the best at that. Absolutely the best at it.
Absolutely. We should do an episode.
On Shirley Jackson.
Definitely,
yeah. She's one of my favourite writers.
Mine too, and we need more. I'm sorry, but we need more women here.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
No,
don't be sorry. You're absolutely right.
I'm not. Yeah. I said that, but actually, no. Hail women. Hey! Okay, I will stop right there.
Hail Shirley.
Because we have more guys here. It was not many women in Ligotti's stories.
No.
I don't know if you have noticed.
I have noticed, yeah.
Not many. It's a choice, it's fine. I'm not mad about it. It's fine. But maybe we should bring some more women.
Yes. I mean, it was noticeable that the only female characters I can really remember were either victims or mothers. There was no sense, but that might be him again, kind of like aping the style of that particular kind of like weird fiction genre. Because again, that's something that Lovecraft did, but you know, apart from anything else, Lovecraft was a fucking psycho.
Yes.
I think, you know, and the school of writing that came from that, sort of like the Cthulhu mythos, none of them really involved women in their stories at all. So, and I'm not sort of like saying, I'm not trying to excuse Ligotti or any of those writers either, but I'm just sort of like putting out the idea that maybe if it, like the Harlequin story was a deliberate homage to Lovecraft, maybe he made the deliberate decision, if he was following that particular school of writing, to do that. I don't know. I mean, I'm just assuming.
Yeah, maybe. It's just a side little note from me that I noticed this, and I keep noticing that in like many, books. Yeah, let's keep it there. I'm not going to movies and stuff. Okay, let's keep it simple for this. Yeah, so, are we going to, we don't want to spoil the actual story for you, if there is any conclusion to it at all. Like,
we'll avoid that.
In the Feast of Harlequin, there is an ending to it. Like, as you said, there is a plot. There's
kind of a
story.
Double. I thought there was kind of a double ending to that.
Yes.
There was.
And I'm still not sure. I'm like.
There was the literal end of the story from following a particular event, and then there was also the kind of like non-end of what his one-time mentor said. Are you following me?
Yes, and like at the end, before the very end, I thought, okay, I understand what the ending is. And then he came up with the professor and I'm like, no, don't do this. And he just like, the cliffhanger is there. And I'm like, thank you. Now I have to think, what?
Yeah. Now you've planted that hook in my brain.
Like, what? Yes. I don't want to spoil it, but that was actually genius. Because we didn't even say anything about the story still. And we are already commenting the ending.
Yes, I know.
Leraje.
I know.
It's the two of us. Sorry, people.
We're not very organised.
We love you. No, and like the mind wants to, I'm so happy to talk about this and to be here with you.
We just wander off on any old direction.
Get lost. So,
all right, let's try and do it. Yes, we'll try and do it as a.
Please do.
All right, so it's basically, again, it's very Lovecraftian. It's a homage to Lovecraft. So we've got our solitary first-person author. Our solitary first-person lead character, and he is an academic researcher. Again, very Lovecraftian. He studies a very particular and kind of weird field, which I won't get into, but I won't get into that. And he has a mentor that disappeared under strange circumstances some time before. He ends up in this place where there's this kind of festival within a festival, and things get a bit green and a bit weird, and
green, yes.
Yeah, I want to talk about the green thing. Because,
I knew it.
And then the end happens. And I don't want to give any more detail than that.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know why I mentioned green?
Because you want to talk about it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
So it just struck me that, well, in the 3 stories that I read, all 3 of them, green always played a part. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is this guy? What's he? He's obsessed with the colour green.
God. I am so happy you're saying it. Guys, you can't see us, but my face is now like, I'm like the moon face here. I am so happy you said it because I was thinking, am I reading too much into this green theme? But I don't. I see your T-shirt. Yeah. I love that. It's
nice and green.
Yeah, something is okay. Yeah, I'm not very green today. So, but what I want to say is, I don't know. Do you know the reason? I did not look into that. Like, is this his choice because he thinks that green color? What I've noticed in many horror thingies, movies, books, and because I have green eyes, so it always like triggers me that very often the demon or the demonic creature has green eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and if you remember the movie, The Exorcist, obviously you do. Also, the green color was connected to what was happening to Regan.
Yeah.
Her eyes changed to like bright green. So maybe I'm missing something. Why is the green color? I don't know. I don't want to go too far from Ligotti's story, but I'm happy you said it.
Yeah. I mean, it might be completely insignificant. Who knows? Maybe he just thought, fuck it, it'll be green. But it did strike me that as odd that in the 3 stories that I chose at random, I mean, the only one you said I should definitely read was the Harlequin, the first one.
Yes.
I picked the other 2 at random, and both of them have got a large green element in there as well. So, and again, like I say, it might be completely incidental. Maybe he just likes green things. I don't know. But it's a striking coincidence if that is the case. Mm-hmm. But it's
a little bit toxic also.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Like the color. What can we say about the story? About why do we think it's great without spoiling it? What do you think?
I think it's great because, as we've already mentioned numerous times, it is a Lovecraft homage, but it is a progression from the work that Lovecraft did. It's steeped in those kind of like Lovecraftian tropes, the kind of like the sole first person voice protagonist, the mentor who's gone missing, the academic researcher who stumbled upon something awful. All those kind of like Lovecraftian things are there, but it's very much his own thing. And like we were discussing earlier, a lot of it is internal. It's about how he's feeling. It's not about some kind of gargantuan creature from beyond the stars or, another dimension.
Yeah.
I'm not saying those things might or might not play a part in the story, but certainly the focus is on him, the protagonist, and how he's feeling and what the effect the events have on him. And I liked that.
I love that. I just realized I had a nice sentence about that, like the unease, the dread of this story.
Yeah.
In my mind was that he was. I don't want to spoil anything. I need to be really careful. He went to this place by his own choice. It was his choice to go there. Yeah. But then he found himself in this community of completely strange people who live in this space. Yes. And for me, maybe it's just who I am, but I quite often feel I'm somehow not between people who I understand, even though nothing really is strikingly happening to me. Like, you know what I mean? He knew he is a stranger to these people.
Right. Yeah.
And he was not sure if they are all pretending something, if this whole thing is a game.
Yeah.
If everything, what can you trust if you don't know what is happening? And he took it, 5 levels up because it was the festival that was happening. So basically anything can be okay. But how do you know if you're a stranger? How do you know what is okay in this festival and what is actually not? And how do you join?
Yeah.
There was a moment where he tried to join and be one of them, and it didn't work.
Oh, the bit where...
Do you remember that moment?
Is that the bit when he kind of tried to...
interact?
Yeah, I just mimed something to Lighty, forgetting that we're recording a podcast.
And that moment was so interesting to me. I'm like, oh wow, yes. Because I was also with him when I was reading it for the first time. I was expecting something different.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. And then it didn't work. And I was like, oh my God, how often do you feel like this? Like, I'm so awkward. I just say something in between people and they're like, what? You know?
Yes.
It is actually awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
When you don't belong somewhere.
I think he did evoke that very well. I mean, that particular incident, yes. It kind of illustrated not only that he was an outsider, but also he was not a very knowledgeable outsider. It kind of like, it put him on the back foot.
Yeah. Even though he was an intellectual who knew a lot about the topic. He came there to observe, study, or learn about, but still he was completely lost.
Yeah.
And until the end, I think he was like still looking around, like, does anybody think I'm here because I should be here, or is everybody just pretending, or who am I here? The masks of people, is something that is always in my mind. I don't know if you are like this. Please don't be. It's not healthy to live like that, but it's one of my anxiety triggers. Like, what if people don't exist? And they only exist because when I'm there, like, is everything just like some game? What is happening? You know what I mean?
Philosophy on a mini-sude.
Okay. Leraje, do you exist?
I don't know, do I? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
I
don't know.
You do.
I don't know now.
I hope you do.
It's actually quite... I mean, he does... I think his whole outlook is quite nihilistic. The way he writes is quite... and again, that's not really a thing that Lovecraft had. Ligotti is more kind of like... my character doesn't understand this. What's the fucking point? Fuck it, we're all going to die kind of thing. And there's this kind of sense of doom and kind of like...
The futility
of being overrun by a fate that you can't really escape from. Is that fair, do you think?
Yes, yes. Absolutely. It's really, really dreadful.
Yeah. And I got that sense, I know we're talking about the Harlequin story at the moment, but I got that sense more in Library of Byzantium.
The sense of
like
the pessimism,
more of being involved in a story that it was impossible to escape the fate from.
Yes.
So to give a kind of like short summation of Library of Byzantium.
We can go to that story now.
Yeah, let's do that. So there's a young boy, and he's visited by a priest. The priest shows him a book. Whilst looking at this book, a page accidentally falls out of the book. The boy has visions, bad things happen, and you're kind of left with the conclusion at the end of the story that, or I was anyway, that the fact that he still had possession of this page meant that his fate was kind of tied to it. Did you get that?
Yes, exactly that. And also I wrote a little sentence here but I wanted to, hold on. It's just the story itself was so well done, I think.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a young boy. So I always, like I react to that because his mind is still very open, and it's like he was so in awe with what he saw. Again, I don't want to spoil it, but if you remember, like when he was looking into that book and he looked at the priest and something happened.
Yeah.
And only he knew. And then that page stayed with the boy. And again, the priest left and something happens. And how he keeps looking at the page and what it does to his faith.
Yeah.
To how he sees it, it was...
Yes.
Wow. It was like the seduction of the unknown, but also he was not happy. It wasn't making him, like people who have faith in God and the belief. I think it only makes sense if it is making your life better.
Yeah.
Some people need that. I'm not gonna I don't have that. I have my beliefs. It's not, I don't believe in God, but if you need that and it's helping you, we all struggle, obviously. So, but with this boy, what was happening was not helping him in any way.
Not at all.
I don't think.
No.
So it was interesting because I'm not really sure, was Ligotti talking, was this a metaphor for faith in God? Was it? I'm not sure. It could be, but I don't know.
I think it could be read in that way, but it kind of occurred to me after I finished reading it, I immediately thought of you and your interpretation of The Exorcist. And I thought to myself, here's a young boy who's been left alone with a priest.
That's true.
The priest made the boy's parents leave while he talked privately to the boy.
Oh, that's so true.
And I thought, is this I don't think the whole story was a metaphor for abuse, but I do think Ligotti was saying to us, it didn't necessarily have to be sexual abuse. It could have been.
Yeah.
I do think Ligotti was pushing us to maybe think that the manipulation of how a person can think can be kind of led by an authority figure, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That is actually interesting. I did not think about this aspect, but what you're saying is so true. He was left alone. I don't trust situations where little kids are left alone with any priests or nuns. Thank you for my experiences. No. And please no. And I have to read it again now with this because it keeps coming back to me how the change in the perception of the priest happened.
Yes, exactly.
That is so weird. So now when you're saying this, I'm actually shaking because, oh my God. Yeah.
I mean,
and the picture in the book, it could be actually the metaphor of...
Exactly. I mean, he did describe the picture in some detail.
Oh, yes.
And it certainly could be seen in that light. But I also think that God, it's going to be hard to say this next bit without spoiling the entire... the bit... Oh, God, this is terrible. The bit where the priest encounters the three... I don't want to call them people. Do you know the bit I mean?
Okay.
And he kind of goes...
Yes.
He goes up in the air sort of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry, dear listeners, I'm trying to be vague, but also trying to be specific enough that Ligeia knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's good I can see you because, there's
we're miming away to each other. Yeah.
Class here.
So I thought that kind was that possibly could be seen as the gods of the priest punishing him, maybe.
Oh, I see.
I was trying to think of a reason. After I finished reading it, I was thinking to myself, what could lead them to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the few. I mean, it's great that Ligotti leaves things mysterious. It's definitely a strength of his work. But I was thinking, okay, but that's a very specific thing that happened. And there has to be a reason.
That's true.
Why. So why would they... I mean, in the story, it made out that the priest was turning to leave, and then this thing happened to him. at the behest of these three other characters. So it was kind of like, it was a very deliberate thing. And the only conclusion I could come to is that he was being punished in some way.
That makes actually sense.
Mm.
I think you are onto something here.
Mm.
And again, I'm saying I need to reread this story again, because many things did not really, they didn't make sense. They do make sense, because also me not understanding doesn't mean it doesn't make sense.
Mm.
You know, I love that you can work with the story.
Mm.
You can read it so many times and find new things and new possible interpretations.
Well, I mean, like we've said in every minisode we've done so far, you know, art is subjective, and it means different things to different people, and even different things to the same person at different times in their lives.
Based on your life, your pain, your experience with other people. So I think this is exactly why I love it, because there are horror stories that are actually terrifying and stuff, but it doesn't really include you as a reader.
No.
I feel like with Ligotti, you are in the story, because you need to make space in your mind when you're reading it. It's not like, oh, I'm sitting outside in my garden and just enjoying the birds. And no, I need to actually be silent and not checking my phone, whatever.
Yeah.
Because it needs your whole mind.
Yeah, like we said at the start of this,
and you
need to concentrate.
You are in the story.
Yeah. And you do become part of it. You know, and again, to draw a comparison with Ligotti's main inspiration, Lovecraft. Lovecraft tries to kind of like beat you over the head with the kind of like awe-inspiring scale of everything. You know, and you kind of like, oh my God.
How small we are.
And he does that very effectively. But Ligotti's take is much more internal and works very much more on an individual and emotional level.
Intimate, yes.
Yeah.
It's like the monsters are not the same scale as Lovecraftian Cthulhu.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the old ones, the hugeness that is like, we can't even comprehend like how big that is. How dark it is and where is it. But with Ligotti, it is so close to the human skin, I think. It's really, really working.
Yeah.
For me.
I think that
the dread stays with me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I mean, Library of Byzantium was definitely my favourite of the three. It was...
I'm happy you found one.
I'm sure if I read more of his, which I will be doing, you know, I'll have other favourites. Yeah. And I'm not suggesting for a moment that the other two I read are less good. It's just, that particular one really spoke to me.
Spoke to you. Mm-hmm.
I would be hard pressed to say why, but it did.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. When you asked me, when I said about we had one more, The Shadow of Another World. So I'm still looking at that because it's also one of my like top ones. But let's keep that for next time.
Next time, yeah.
But yes, I love this because you can actually connect to certain story and see it from an angle that nobody else have seen it before. Yeah. You know, the story actually changes with you. I think it's alive. It's like, I open that book and it's alive. I can actually sense it. It's like, I am here. Oh. It's a force. Oh, I love him. I would love to meet this guy. Oh my God. Why is he in the USA? I don't know. Probably because he was born there.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
so let's talk about the third one, which was...
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't pronounce it. Nerithuriel? No, that's wrong.
Nethascurial?
Nethascurial? I'm not sure. How do you pronounce it? Oh, she's drinking wine.
I asked my whole family how to say it. Everybody said something else. So.
Okay.
It's one of those words. Sorry, guys. Everybody who is listening, you are allowed to say it your way.
Starts with an
How I read it is Nethascurial? Nethascurial?
Yeah, that's close. That's close enough.
I guess.
So do you want to do the synopsis?
You have your own name for that.
Do you want to do the synopsis on this one?
This story revolves around a guy, a narrator, whose obsession is he's obsessed with a strange and mysterious abandoned building. And the name of this building is Nethyscurial. And like this person goes deeper into, he's trying to find out more about the history and maybe rumors that surround this building, because it is really captivating his mind. Well, if you read the story, you will understand, because there is you can actually read how this building looks, and it's really, really interesting. Well done. I'm certain that everybody would like imagine something else, but I think it was really, really interestingly done. I'm really trying to hold my words. So please, if I sound like I am babbling, it's because I don't want to spoil it.
It's so difficult.
Bear with me. It is. So, he is trying to find out more about the building and why it looks the way it looks. And he uncovers some dark past. And, the whole story is then about the dread and the very structure of this building is actually something that can and might come alive or become something, and there are people who are trying to do exactly that. There used to be some power to this, and there are some people who are trying to put the whole thing back to life and to bring the power back, and there are people who are trying to stop that. So I wouldn't say it's a story of the battle between good and bad. It's not. How I'm saying it sounds like that. It's not. It is much darker.
Yes, and it's not very easy to... I think out of all the three, this is the one that it's most difficult to talk about without giving the whole thing away.
Right, yes. That's why I'm struggling so much.
It's very hard, which is why I gave it to you. That's why I didn't want
Thank you so much! I thought you were friends. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I said this is my favorite, so thank you. I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
Well,
it's again the colour green features in it, and it's the kind of the potential reassembly of the thing in question.
Yeah. Yes.
And again, it almost feels like in all three of the things that I've read of his, like he's much more interested in what happens to the protagonist and the feelings and the emotions that the protagonist is going through. Because I mean, because really, when you look at any kind of horror story, whether it be a short story, a novel, a movie, whatever, they're usually fairly basic in their kind of like foundations.
Right.
And I think there's an episode that we've done as a larger podcast team, about horror movies, which kind of touches on that. That'll be out soon. He plugged. But, and I think for Ligotti, that it's much more, the kind of like the structure of it is much more secondary to him, I think, than the kind of, the way that, and that's particularly evident in this, in I can't say it. Nethyscurial. Because it's this kind of like mounting sense of doom and impending awfulness that he kind of like builds, but it's so effectively done. And how he managed to do it in a short story. I think it's probably the shortest of the three that I read as well.
It might be. It's very, very short.
Yeah.
And it's dense with atmosphere. It doesn't, he doesn't lose any, there is no words that are not necessary.
So what made it your favourite of his?
The feeling of, imagine being this person and being actually face to face with something so huge. I'm not meaning like in Lovecraftian way, like huge as a monster. It's the idea of what could be happening. And there are people who are really trying, they would give their lives to reach this point of like, again, I need to mind my words, to put the whole thing into some position of something. And you are face to face of this whole happening, and how hopeless, lost, and as an individual, how dreadful that feels. Like, what do you do? Do you join the group of people who are trying to do that, to thinking you're saving your life, probably?
Well, yeah, and particularly given that you're not quite sure exactly what will happen in either scenario.
Yeah. You can laugh at it like, oh, I don't believe this. But actually the whole structure is screaming at you like, this is not normal structure. You have never seen anything like it. It is awful. It's disgusting. You can tell something's different in this world. How did it happen? So it's not like there is certain proof to it.
Yeah.
If I can say so. So you are really left in like this feeling of like, what do I do?
Yes. Yeah.
It's like and then the actual power is so indifferent. It's like, I don't care about you, stupid human.
Yeah, that was...
And this huge cosmos.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't care.
That's his Lovecraft coming through, I think, because that was a very Lovecraftian moment.
It's there right there. Yeah. And that is dreadful but this is how, for me, personally, this is how I would see God.
Yeah.
For me, thinking there is God who is allowing all that's happening and created us so imperfect that our bodies are not ready to live on this planet, actually. Like, we are the only animals that need clothes.
Yeah.
And you would freeze. It's raining. Oh, yeah, I can't go out because it's raining. Oh, it's freezing. It's too hot. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. You need gloves. You need trousers. You need shoes. We are so freaking not ready to live.
Humans literally cannot exist without adult humans for the first few years of their life. Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
So thinking that some God created us
wasn't very good at it, was he?
To be perfect and to be like, no, it's a joke. Hello.
Yeah.
Why do we have menstrual pain?
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm ill, but I'm dying every fucking month. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks God.
You know what I mean? Thanks God. So for me, I think maybe this is why this story is speaking to me so much, because this is actually how I actually see God. Like, how are people trying to put him together to be in power of me or humans around me, to give me rules when the world he creates is not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't need the rules to be a good human.
No.
If you need rules to be a good human, something's wrong with you. Honestly.
No. I can't remember where I said it. I think I might have been talking to someone on Discord. But I think I said something like, surely you don't need a God to tell you that killing someone is wrong. And you don't need a Satan to tell you that everybody should have autonomous right over their own body. That's my point. But you're right. He did evoke that feeling really well, really well. I did say that Library of Byzantium was the one that spoke to me the most and was my favourite, and it was. But you say it, I can't say it. No. It was the one that evoked the sort of the most sense of inescapable dread, inescapable fate.
Yes. And the smallness of me as a reader, like, I felt so small and minuscule and insignificant in the whole thing.
Yeah. Bloody hell, do you realise we've talked for an hour?
Yes. And I was like, it's only 3 stories, Leraje.
We've done in 20 minutes.
Make a mini-sode.
Yeah.
No, we are unable. We are just, sorry,
these
people.
These mini-sodes are getting longer every time we do them.
I think we could talk about this for hours, but
definitely could. Okay, we better wrap up then, I guess. Okay, so we'll see you next time. Thank you again for indulging us in our never-ending talk about what books we like and why you should read them, and you definitely should read them.
Yeah.
So
please do.
I've been Leraje, hail Satan.
I'm Ligeia, hail Satan.
See you next time.
And we can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.